Hey everybody, it's Chris, Nationwide Insurance. So, got a topic that a lot of people ask about or have concerns about when I'm doing quotes or whatever, and it's what to look for in your auto insurance. And what I mean by that is a lot of people, when they're looking for quotes and rates, they just look at the bottom line. How much is this going to cost me a month? What's my monthly rate? And that's pretty much it. But in reality, sometimes the cheaper deal is not always the better deal for whatever coverage you're getting. The parts of auto insurance are, I'm just going to go over a few and some things to look over, but it's, pretty simple. So you have two types of coverages that are for you and your vehicle, and coverages that are for other people. The main one for other people is your liability coverage. That's how much Nationwide would pay out to whoever you injure or whose property you injure. State minimum is 30, 60, 25. That means in an at-fault accident, Nationwide would only be required to pay out $30,000 for your damages that you caused to someone else personally, the bodily injury. 60 for the whole accident, everybody involved, and 25 for their property. And as you know, $25,000 won't buy most new cars at all, let alone a higher end car. So if something happens and they have to pay out more than that, they're just not going to. But the other insurance company will pay for the difference. Sounds like, well, I got out of having to pay for the difference. Well, for now, but then after the other company pays it, they're going to say, we'll come back to you and say, well, we had to pay out this much $1,000 of difference. You owe us the difference. And then I've heard plenty of stories where people have had to get loans, refinance their house, etc., to pay off these differences of what the other company had to pay just because they didn't carry high enough liability limits. So, for a coverage that only costs you another couple bucks a month, definitely rate up your liability a little bit. 100, 300, 100 to be the minimum I'd go. And then as far as your own coverage goes on your vehicle, you have two coverages, comprehensive and collision. Comprehensive covers theft, deer hits, trees falling on your cars, fire, etc. Another thing to note is it also covers your windows and your glass and your chips in your windows or getting windows replaced. So if you have a $500 comp deductible, you're not getting a window replaced pretty much at all. You're going to be paying for it out of pocket, which is fine, but you just need to know that, that your comp deductible is what covers your windows in North Carolina. There are some variances with that in different states, but North Carolina, that's how it is. The second coverage is your collision. That covers things that you hit at fault. You ran into somebody, you run off the road, hit a mailbox, hit a tree, whatever. That's going to be covered under your collision, subject to your collision deductible. One thing to note is if your vehicle's in a parking lot and gets hit by someone and you don't know who it is, they hit and run, that's covered under your collision because we don't know who it is. It's not your uninsured motorist unless we can figure out who hit your vehicle and they are in fact without insurance. There's other things to look into. Nationwide has forgiveness packages. So if you get an accident or ticket, we won't charge you money for that. We'll not see a rate increase. OEM endorsement. So if you get an accident, we'll get you new OEM parts, whether it's BMW, Mercedes, Chevrolet, whatever. You're getting new, those parts that are used or aftermarket. And for the time frame of here, almost at 4 minutes, I know I always try to keep them short. Coverage for your rental car if you get an accident. Roadside assistance. Nationwide has a great roadside assistance program and things of that nature. So basically, you want to make sure that just because you're paying less rate, you're still getting all these extra coverages and things you may actually need if you are in an accident. I can't count how many times I've tried to talk to people about roadside assistance or rental car coverage. They don't need it until they have an accident and they want it. So just the point of this is review your policies and don't just change for the lowest rate, whether it's with me or whoever, because you might be losing a lot of valuable coverage that you won't realize you've lost until it's too late. The last thing I'm just going to mention is a lot of companies now have only online services or 1-800 numbers. I'm a local agent, of course, and all my insureds have my cell phone number, email address, etc. They can always reach me. Having an agent that's going to be there, accessible, and answers calls and can help you out any time of the day is a big plus for some people. So, definitely just think about all those things, and if you need anything, let me know. I'll be happy to help. Thanks.